Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. Please type your complete name, year level, program, and address in our chat box so that we can acknowledge your presence.
Again, please type your complete name, year level, program, and address in our chat box so that we can acknowledge your presence.
Acknowledging the presence of Divine Lair, J. Rocacorba, second year, BSTM, JIB-CBT, Kabakan, North Cotabato.
Also acknowledging the presence of Raymond Christopher B. Series, BHM, Association in Hospitality Management from University of Makati.
Acknowledging the presence of Mayvi Milagrosa, first year BSITM, JIB-CBT, Davao City. Krista Pahonar Abatayo, fourth year BSTM, Joji Ilagan International School, Jensen.
Also acknowledging the presence of Hannah Cristel T. Buhian, first year BSITM, JIB-CBT from Marag, Bukidnon. Also acknowledging the presence of Althea Dane M. D. Ererio, second year BSHM from JIB-CBT from Davao City.
Acknowledging the presence of Michelle P. Redela, BSHM 4, Cebu Technological University. Acknowledging the presence of Lade, Angeline Marie D., third year BSITM, JIB-CBT from Maguindanao.
Also acknowledging the presence of Tracy M.P. Tampos, third year BSITM, JIB-CBT from Coronadal City. Also Mia Gilelang, BSITM 1 from JIB-CBT.
Acknowledging the presence of Joanne Itorma, Cebu Technological University from Carmen, Cebu. And May Kyla Molero, first year BSITM, JIB-CBT from Davao de Oro.
Also acknowledging the presence of Vivian K. Ramos, BSITM, JIB-CBT first year from Davao City. Also with her is Rika May Abordo, third year BSTM from JIB-CBT, Davao City.
Acknowledging the presence of Reina Bianca Silovino, fourth year BSTM, JIB-IS HTM from General Santos City. And also, Irigen Noynay, fourth year BSHM from Cebu Technological University Carmen Campus, Cebu, Philippines.
Also acknowledging the presence of Lourdes Julian Valera, Esibico, fourth year BSHRT, Tawan, Leyte. Also, we have here is Andrew Paul Castotal, BSTM, fourth year from JIB-IS Jensen.
Acknowledging the presence of Mary Blanche A. Casamayor, first year BSITM from JIB-CBT, Davao City. Together with Tolosa, Maria Jo Webb, Isabel, second year BSHM, Associate in Hospitality Management, University of Makati.
Also, we have here Ralph Martin P. Verona, BSHRT 4, EVSUTC, Tawanan, Leyte. Also, we have here Charmaine Blair Pamakid, third year PSTM from JIB-CBT.
Acknowledging the presence of April Jane Misa, BSTM4, JIBIS, GSC. And also Cheryl Collado, fourth year, BSTM, JIB Jensen.
Also, acknowledging the presence of Dr. Gypsy May Casaral, Corporate Dean of Joji Ilagan International Schools.
Acknowledging the presence of Michelle B. Andales, BSHM 4A from CTU Carmen Campus. And together with Melona D. Hagape, BSHM 4, Cebu Technological University Carmen from Cebu.
Also, we have here Maria Tanya Hong, third year JIB-CBT from Tacorong City. Also with her is Gail Canoy, third year PSTM from JIB-CBT, Davao City.
Acknowledging the presence of Welcar Feliciano Patron, fourth year BSCM, JIBIS, HTM from Jensen. And also with Abby Obligado, third year from JIB-CBT, Davao City.
Also, we have here Dean Randy Lozano from JIBIS from General Santos City.
Acknowledging the presence of Jabelita Alcoy, third year BSCM from JIB-CBT. And together with Christy M. Brigoli, BSHM fourth year from CTU Carmen Campus, Cebu City.
Also acknowledge the presence of Joanne Etorma, Cebu Technological University from Carmen, Cebu. Also with her is Roderick E. Regala, fourth year from BSHM from Cebu Technological University.
Acknowledging the presence of Jessa Yu Nokos, BSHM 4 from Cebu Technological University. Together with Pierre Marie Jara, third year BSITM from JIB-CBT.
Also acknowledging again Dean Randy Lozano, Dili Lozano, Dean of JIBIS General Santos City.
Acknowledging the presence of Hannah Grace E. Kinatakan, BSCM4 from JIBIS. Together with Liwayway Argoncillo. Acknowledging the presence of Venus G. Opiniano, fourth year, BSHRT, EVSUTC from Tanawan, Leyte. Also with Alyssa Grace Alicot, fourth year, BSHRT, EVSU Tanawan Campus, Tanawan, Leyte.
Also acknowledging again the presence of Dean Randy Lanozo, JBIS from General Santos City.
Acknowledging the presence of Mary Grace Galsim, fourth year, BSHM Cebu Technological University from Carmen Campus, Cebu. Together with Jasmine Line, Tito Mulak, fourth year, BSTM from JIBIS Jensen.
Also, we have here Ms. Eda Sam Castigon, HM and TM Program Head. Also acknowledging the presence of Chef Philip Diaz, iChef Culinary Head.
Acknowledging the presence of Kevin Tagle, first year BSITM from JIB-CBT Davao City. And also with John Carlo Navarro, fourth year BSHM, from Cebu Technological University.
Also acknowledging the presence of Mr. Edwin Akain, OIC Principal of Senior High School Department.
Acknowledging the presence of Kisal Mika Brillantes for BSTM and Lizelle M. Udas.
Also, we have here Mr. Mark Joseph Nipas, OIC of Kaisa. Welcome, sir.
Acknowledging the presence of Mizzy Porol, first year BSITM from JIB-CBT Davao de Oro. Together with Mark Dominic Adre, fourth year BSHRT IVIS SU TC. Acknowledging the presence of Maricar de Vera, fourth year BSHM from Cebu Technological University, Carmen Campus. Together with Alisa L. Robidillo, second BHM Associate Hospitality Management from University of Makati. Acknowledging the presence of Joseph D. Boton, BSHM4 from Cebu Technological University, together with Kisel Mika Brillantes for BSTM from JIBIS Jensen. Acknowledging the presence of Joanne Itorma from Cebu Technological University from Carmen, Cebu, BSHM4. Together with Alex P. Cayubit Jr., fourth year, BSHRT from EBSU Tanawan, Leyte. Acknowledging the presence of Estoras Jolly Ella Marie, first year BSITM from JIB-CBT. Together with Kent John Bunyag, first year BSITM from JIB-CBT Davao de Oro. Acknowledging the presence of Rohama C. Hortilano, fourth year BSHM from Cebu Technological University.
Also acknowledging the presence of Andre Christian Rafael, BSHRT 4 EVSU from Tanuan, Leyte.
Acknowledging the presence of Liwayway Argoncillo, fourth year BSHM from Cebu Technological University, Carmen Campus. Together with Angelica Pimagana, second year BHM from University of Makati, Makati City. Acknowledging the presence of Antoinette L. Sala, fourth year BSHM, together with Leah P. Serrano, fourth year BSHRT, EBSU Tanawan Campus, Tanawan, Leyte. Together with Sofia Bernadette P. Suniga.
Again, we are requesting all the participants to please mute your audio.
And I think we are all ready. Again, we are welcoming each and everyone who joined in our today's webinar. And to formally start our program, let us begin with a prayer to be followed by singing of the national anthem.
Sing together, Father in heaven. Father in heaven, holy is your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Our Father in heaven, lead us not into temptation, but God deliver us from the enemy. Yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Before anything else, let me remind you our webinar etiquette. Be presentable. Wear proper attire. Turn on your camera and use standard virtual background. To avoid any sound feedback, kindly mute your microphone if you are not the speaker. For the display name, please name yourself formally. And for the Q&A portion, kindly type your questions in the chat box.
We welcome all of you for joining us for today's event, the Student Power Conference 2021.
Tech skills to care hospitality industry.
I am Kyra Anoche,
And I am Robujin Maligon.
and we are your Masters of Ceremony.
Masters of Ceremony.
For the opening remarks, let us welcome Ms. Nico Nina Haubian Ledesma, the Vice President for Educational Development of Joji Ilagan International Schools.
Thank you, Kyra and Roby Jean. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm very sure that everyone's very excited for this afternoon Student Power Conference. So this afternoon's event actually marks our 6th Student Power Conference. So first of all, let me congratulate our events management class. This is also the 6th virtual event that you have conducted this trimester alone. So imagine you have already 6 virtual events in a span of 3 months. And for today's event, let me congratulate the event chair, Ms. Hanilet Jade Enerio, together with the events management class, of course. Let me also acknowledge the presence of our special guests, our resource speakers, who will be properly introduced later on. But allow me to thank them nonetheless. Thank you to Dr. Rowena P. Sagaysay, Consultant Lecturer of Southville International School and colleges affiliated with foreign universities. Our very own Chef Stephen Pollard, owner of Eat 24, Miss Ericka Faye Peralta, owner of Homemade by Ericka, and of course, Dr. David Hind, the president of Asia Pacific Institute for Events Management. And I'm sure you all know that JIB is the only school in Davao and Mindanao to be accredited with a 4-star Center of Excellence by the Asia Pacific Institute for Events Management since 2018. So once again, thank you to our resource speakers for taking the time with us this afternoon. So looking back, I can actually remember our very first Student Power Conference 6 years ago in Marco Polo Hotel. And it was attended by their very own general manager then, Miss Dottie Werder Cronin, who is now the general manager of Sheraton Cebu Mactan Resort. So at that time, 6 years ago, I have really encouraged and pushed our events management instructors, headed by Sir Raul Hermosissima Jr., that instead of just organizing an ordinary or regular student conference, we'll call our own JAB conference as the Student Power Conference. Well, first, for branding, it needs to have a catchy name. Second, my vision was really for the conference to have power by getting powerful and sought after speakers, by conducting a conference not in the school gym, not in the school pavilion, or even in Sky Atrium, but in a hotel. Because being hospitality and tourism students, it's also good for all of you to experience attending a conference in a hotel. And third, it is a student power conference because it will be purely 100% organized and implemented by events management students. And it will be attended by students across different schools in Davao City. So last year, had it not because of the pandemic, to mark our 5th year of Student Power Conference, we even had the ambitious idea of integrating a cultural tour, of integrating an overnight stay in a hotel, and we'll be inviting international schools across Asia to join. So again, it will give you, the student organizers, and also the attendees, a new challenge and a new learning experience. But nevertheless, despite today's situation, we are still very blessed. We are all attending this event virtually, and we are all healthy and safe in our homes. And more than that, there is still learning. It's not every day that you can say that you have attended many virtual events. And moreover, it's not every day that you can also say that you have successfully organized a virtual event. That is a skill in its own right, which you can actually note down on your CV, because it shows that you are dynamic, that you know how to easily adapt to situations, and that you grab opportunities. And because everything is virtual now, we can have a wider audience reach. We can invite speakers not from Davao, like Dr. Weng Sagaysay, who is in Manila right now, and Dr. David Hyde, who is now in UK. And earlier, I even heard some attendees from Manila. And all this because everything is done virtual. So it also has its blessings in a way. So to end, I would just like to express my warmest and my heartfelt congratulations to all of you, from the students organizing this event, headed by Ms. Enerio, together with our events management class, led by Sir Raul Hermosissima Jr., to the rest of our faculty, our staff, of course, our Dean, Dr. Chipsy Kasurao, for all of your hard work and support. And of course, to you, our students, to the participants, for your participation in this afternoon. Indeed, you all have shown pride. And in JIB, we do everything with pride, with passion, respect, integrity, dynamism, and excellence. So with that, congratulations once again to all of you, and we continue to hope and pray that we can all see each other by August, or by the time we will have our 7th Student Power Conference. Thank you and good afternoon to all.
Thank you so much, Miss Nicole. I think Madam Judge Ilagandian is not around. Let us proceed to our photo opportunity. On this juncture of event, may I request everyone to open your camera so that we can join the photo opportunity. Sir Kenneth, can you please take a photo of us?
Okay, everyone,
Okay.
please turn off your screen share, Miss Peralta. Okay, so hello everyone. So may we ask everyone to turn on your cameras. All right. I think we have 190 of us in our screens. All right, so let me highlight first let me spotlight first the speakers.
Again, we're requesting all the participants to on your camera so that we can see your beautiful smiles.
Okay, so I have problems with my okay. It's ready, everyone. Ready, 1, 2. Okay.
Also, let's do the JIB sign pose.
No, please.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Sorry, sir.
Hold on. I have problems with my. Okay, first panel. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, and smile. Sorry, I can't.
Sir Ken, let me do it for you po.
Okay, I have trouble with my unit, please.
All right, may I ask everybody to please show us their smile? In 1, 2, 3, first panel. Thank you so much. Next panel or group, please. There you go. 1, 2, 3, smile. Next batch, please. I have here the third batch. 1, 2, 3. Show me your smile. Fourth batch, please. Thank you so much for turning on your cameras. 1, 2, 3. Fifth batch. All right, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Sixth. Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3. Second to the last batch. All right, 1, 2, 3, smile. And another last batch. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, may we request for you, everybody, to please do one JIB sign, please. Thank you so much. All right. Let me do this. 1, 2, 3. And one last thing, can we just do this also? This thumbs up or eye chef sign. All right, I'm good. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Sir Raul. Now, let us proceed to our introducing of keynote. Now, let us hear from Ms. Hanalet Enario, the Events Management Chairman, who is our amazing keynote speaker for today. A virtual round of applause, please.
All right, I think here our chairperson for the student power conference one is having a problem or power interruption. So let me do the honor. It's okay, so you can introduce for us.
Okay na po. So, good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for today's virtual gathering, Student Power Conference 2021, with the theme Tech Skills Secure Hospitality Management. She is an independent business consultant at the Philippines Study Abroad Consultancy Incorporated, managing consultant at Aloha Mat Philippines, product development consultant at Harana Tours and Travel, consultant and lecturer at Southville International School and Colleges affiliated with foreign universities. She also a trainer and life coach, keynote and motivational speaker. She was immediate past president of the Council of Hotel and Restaurant Educators of the Philippines, former dean in the National University and Arellano University, Abad Santos, Pasay. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Dr. Rowena P. Sagaysay.
Good afternoon to everyone. Allow me to congratulate you first. Congratulations, you have 192. Yeah, a while ago it's 190 something. Now it's 192. So congratulations, as Miss Nicole has been saying, it's already your 6th year, and wow, that's something that it's a milestone that you actually should celebrate, right? So thank you for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to be here. My best friend and roomie, Sir Raul, okay, so has told me if I could be your keynote speaker in the nick of time, okay? And I actually have an afternoon off today. Monday is normally at my lapse time, and I would save it for my life, okay? So I would always say Monday is actually my personal life day. So Monday is no work for me. I'll start my work Tuesday to Saturday. And then, of course, my Sunday and Monday is off. Okay, so you're lucky. So I have time for you. So even if Sir Raul told me I could videotape, I said no, I will be here because that's my personalized treat for the JIB school. So again, congratulations and thank you for inviting me. Well, you asked me to talk about tech skills soccer hospitality industry. And I have a question for you. Next slide, please. Who is Alexa? You could type in the chat box if you want. Who is Alexa and Siri?
Participants, you can chat it on the chat
Participants,
box.
who is Alexa? Or you could open your microphone and just say, Alexa is this, or Siri is this. Have you heard? Okay, so they are actually virtual assistants. So we have, yeah, so it's a virtual assistant. Yeah, Google has virtual assistant. Alexa is a virtual assistant from Amazon. And of course, Siri is, yeah, as you know, those who are using Apple, they actually have that. But then again, I'm asking why, no, JIB chose on the 6th year of the Power Conference, why support to hospitality industry? Okay, so why is technology soccer to hospitality industry? Can you just give me a preview of that? The organizers maybe, why would you want to know this topic? Okay, why technology soccer to hospitality? When we say soccer, it's actually help to hospitality industry. Okay, so maybe you were saying that technology is really the need of now. No, a few, yeah, a few months ago, we're looking into, yeah, again having a lockdown, right? So they were saying that, there will be lockdowns and all, but then it's surprising. No one is even panicking anymore, okay? Because then we have everything in place because of technology. That was last year, March of last year. I remember we were all gaga over how are we going to migrate to yet another platform. No, I'm with Southville University, and actually, we are already doing online even prior the pandemic. But to have everything online is different. Okay, so that's the question that we were asking a year ago. So how are we going to survive? And then there's a question. I am working with the travel industry, as a consultant for Harana Tours, and we were asking how are we going to migrate travel to then yet another platform of technology. Okay, so that is, we're trying to look into ways on how to make things happen for the hospitality industry and for the business as a whole, and our lives as well. So we look forward into making use of digital technology, artificial intelligence, as well as all the other platforms that we could use as help for us because we cannot be here face to face because of what the pandemic has done to us. And thank you, and behold, I am now in Manila and you could see me. You could actually give me a few minutes and tell me, could you be on right now and talk to the students? Yes, I can, as long as I have this platform in front of me. Okay, next slide, please. So, in the hospitality industry, we actually have migrated everything that we have done in operations into a technological virtual thing. So actually, from Oracle Hospitality, they said that in a research conducted, 35% of guests said they would like to schedule the room cleaning, no? And 26% they would like to receive a smartphone notification. So meaning what your customers now are having are changes in their lifestyle. They already are not, keen to having you around 24/7, but they are okay with having virtual assistants as long as they actually are being serviced. So that we say that the new experience now, customer service has gone far beyond the realms of face to face. It has gone virtual. Can you now move to the next slide, please? We're saying that uh, things have changed now, and we're there's nothing showing. Okay, so there is value proposition in technology. Actually, there are several hotels saying that if you are not in technology, then you might as well die as a business because nowadays our technology has become by far a value proposition. It's already used by businesses as something that they could hold on, as something valuable for their customers. If you notice now, you don't need to go to the shops. You actually have what? Okay, you actually have apps. Everything is on your phone with just touch of your hand. Everything will be delivered to you. And in hospitality industry, it's the same thing. You don't need a key to enter your rooms. You now have itself. You could actually help yourself. No, it's DIY because now you could have a QR code, and this code would actually let you in. No, or even now in your virtual meeting, you were asked to scan a code. Now you could enter the Zoom meeting. Similarly, in the hotels, okay, you actually have technology to help you, okay, with everything that you want to have in the hotels. Okay, could we move forward to the, so we say that technology could set you apart from your competition. Okay, next slide, please. So self-service is here, and because millennials, Zoomers are actually changing their culture, even children now could go to the apps and order their own food. Okay, if you are maybe in an airline, you will now have children choosing their own menu as long as the mom will let them. Okay, so it's a self-service culture. And now everything as digital technology, AI, which is artificial intelligence, is now put into place, no? When we're doing our transactions in hospitality. So everything has changed now because hospitality has been, all of the operations are now were disrupted because of what happened to us, no? It's already a year that we are in the realms of our homes, and everything, operations in hospitality, has been disrupted. Okay, next slide, please. So this is the new phase of customer service. So we say that hospitality and tourism is more on customer service. And now you will be working with artificial intelligence. You'll be working with robots, okay, as you go along your customer service. And we are saying that no longer do we see it as a competition. Human resource managers nowadays are looking into ways on redesigning the job so that excuse me, your robots, artificial intelligence, digital technology are coming into play as one as you deliver your customer service. Next slide, please. That's why I'm leaving you with certain tips on how to survive. Okay, first is these are the skills that you have to learn as you move along your path toward hospitality industry. We say that you have to have heightened hybrid skills. What do we mean by hybrid skills? You have to both know the face to face, the physical, and the virtual. And you have to determine which is which and where are you going to migrate to a reality thing and a virtual thing. It has been a problem, it has been a dilemma when human resources, when people like you guys who will be the future workers cannot distinguish between the virtual reality and what is real. Okay, so that if you were in a face-to-face setup, you have to have these skills on a face-to-face scenario, and you also have to have a skill on a virtual scenario. That's why we call it the hybrid skills. Okay, I remember when I was looking into the Zoom, I was saying, how am I going to teach? I don't even see my students because they're off cap. Okay, but then a year that I have been doing the Zoom every hour of my time, then I've learned to actually look into this as a platform wherein I could both do my work, as a virtual teacher and as a face-to-face faculty. So I have migrated as well with regards to the skills. So you need to heighten your hybrid skills as well. So again, your face-to-face as well as the virtual skills has to be there. Next is your industry specific software knowledge. Okay, I have been consulting with an IT company, and we actually are looking into specific softwares for human resources. There are specific softwares that are used in the industry. You need to, it's not only Opera that we are using. It's not only Oracle that we are using. It's not only Microsoft we are using as software. There are several softwares that you have to know, specifically used by the hospitality industry. That's why, like in the tourism industry, you have to know this software knowledge on how to do ticketing. It's not only Sabre, or it's not only your Abacus for tourism. It's not only your other apps that you are using for, you now have mobile software as well that are being used for the industry. And you have to know at least three of these. Okay. Next is for for we have to for us to be in no in technology, we have to talk codes. In the near future, your name will not be a name, but it's a code. You are 0143. Okay, so or you are DIY. Okay, so we need to learn the codes or languages in programming as well, because as we go and move along into the keyboards, we need to know the codes so that we know it's not only F1 to F10 that we should know. No, we know we need to know the codes. Like in housekeeping, we know what's VR, what is VDR, so what is OO. Okay, so all these codes we have to know because these are the languages that we have to use in technology for us to be aided in technology. Next, please. Then we actually have empathic leaders. When we are talking about technology, we would want to know the difference between a human being as well as an AI, an artificial intelligence thing. Some people would not want to talk to a robot. They would not want to chat to somebody who does not respond properly as encoded. Okay, so as hospitality industry leaders, we have to be empathic. We have to put our shoes in the shoes of the customer, because then we will learn that they want this. Okay, so we need to ask them exactly what they wanted. Okay, so we need to be leaders and in learners of technology. Okay, but we have to be empathic. We have to look into how these people would feel. So if you are a manager in the hotel, you need to know exactly how a person or how your subordinate will feel if he does not know technology. How are you going to aid him if he is 64 and he is still working, or he does not even know anything about technology, as he has not gone to high school? But you have to be empathic, you have to be patient, okay, with even our customers who does not know technology as well. So we need to go to their shoes and not be so mad at them when they cannot comprehend what instructions there are in the computer because it's their first time. Okay. Next, please. We have to be the curators of the technology experience. The jobs that will be in the near future will actually be jobs that are curating the technology experience. It's not an IT guy who will actually, he is the one programming, but he is not the one curating the technology experience for your guests. You will be the one to explain to the IT personnel what is it that your customer needs. Then again, they will be the one to program the technology experience. You are the one who will create it. You are the one who will curate it. Okay. When we say curate, you are the one who would make the workflow for this technology experience. Okay. It's not the IT guy. It's you who will dictate to the IT guy. Next is the age. This is the one that I am stressing. We have technology, but technology has to be the aid. It's a help. It's not the replacement of a person. So as a human being, you have to have a heart. Okay? So the heart to have passion, to look into excellence, because you are not working, but you are looking into innovation, which will move this era to the next. Okay, it will have you have to look into how to transcend what we actually are now doing into another phase. So we evolve and we actually transcend to a better person. Okay, not only for ourselves but for the community as a whole. So then again, we say it's high tech. It's heightened hybrid skills. It's industry specific software knowledge that you have to have. It's talking, programming, and languages and codes. It's empathic leaders and learners of technology. curators of technology experience, and human beings who actually have a heart and passion for hospitality. So, in ending, I just would want to share with you the words. Next slide, please. The words of the president of the International Luxury Hotel Association. Technology, if used to right, can improve fine service. A good balance of high tech versus high touch is the key to the near future. Okay, so thank you for inviting me over, and I wish you good luck as again you move forward to yet another year, another milestone for hospitality education. Thank you guys and good afternoon.
Indeed, technology gives us the value proportion even or without this pandemic. Thank you so much, Dr. Rowena, for the tips and lessons. Now let us proceed to awarding all certificate. This certificate of appreciation is given to Dr. Rowena P. Sagaysay for imparting her valuable knowledge and expertise as a keynote speaker during the Student Power Conference to the students of Joji Ilagan International School via Zoom video conferencing technology. Given this 22nd day of March 2021 by Ms. Nicole Niñahao Biana Dasma, the Vice President for Education Development. Thank you again, Dr. Rowena. And now, let us proceed to our first speaker to be introduced by Ms. Teresa Ann Otohan. Again, let us proceed to our first speaker to be introduced by Ms. Teresa Ann Otuhan.
Our resource speaker for today is a resident at Davao City and currently a fourth-year BS Mass Communication student at Ateneo de Davao University. She believes in a saying that everything happens for a reason, and by that, she started a business called Wang Kikoy's Chicken Pastel way back in 2016 and was approved by the DTI last 2019. Wang Kikoy's journey is very wide since it is not only consumed here in Mindanao but also internationally. It reached the countries of Sweden, China, Norway, California, New York, and Saudi Arabia. Now, it is her mother that continued operating it. But for a lady like her, she believes that nothing can stop her by pursuing her dreams. And the result, it leads her to establish her own business. Despite her chosen course, she still pursued her passion in cooking by making homemade meals. Please help me welcome the owner of the famous Homemade by Ericka. Let us give her a virtual round of applause to the ever lovely Miss Ericka May Peralta.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, pero I think your audio po is a little bit on the other side.
Okay. Okay na.
I think it's okay na po.
Okay. Let's start. With the advent of COVID-19 and the enforcement of stay-at-home orders, the rapid rise of online businesses has heightened even further. Many entrepreneurs are opting to go online instead of the more traditional business methods. I am Ericka Faye Peralta and I am 21 years young. I am currently a fourth-year mass communication student of Ateneo de Davao University, manifesting and claiming to graduate this coming April. So, first of all, it's such an honor to be part of this program. I would like to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon. Next slide, please. Create your recipe for your success. Next slide. Might you wonder how did a mass comm student have into the food industry? I'm going to give a short history. I have lots of failures and success, breakdowns and blessings. Next slide. Since I was in elementary, I have been a young entrepreneur and I started to sell foods in our classroom up until now as a college. I am the owner and founder of Wonky Koi's Chicken Pastil. In 2016, I started my first business, and that was when I was a second year college. It's my first business because my capital came from my lawless pocket, but that was my allowance. I only have 1,000 as a capital. So I told myself I should be an independent woman. I should sustain my needs and wants. I should pay my own bills. And therefore, when the times get rough, I couldn't manage my time that time. And then I stopped selling. Therefore, my mother is the one who continued the business and registered it into DTI. Chicken pasil, also known as kagit-kit, is popular Mindanao food in the province of Maguindanao. It's basically a rice wrapped in banana leaf with chicken strips, fillings, a classic Mindanaoan cuisine that has been truly loved and patronized with many people. For next slide, fast forward. I was an NC2 cookery passer 2 years ago with the help of Test the Program in iChef. Chef Pollard and Chef Pepot once became my instructor before. So there is this one question that really stuck on my mind up until now. She asked me, do I ever get tired of what I'm doing? Because I have class Monday to Friday in Ateneo as a mass comm student. So from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., I need to rush early and go to iChef to have my class in TASDA in cookery. But then I just smiled and answered na, I really don't get tired. Maybe because it makes me happy. It's my passion. So if that's what you want, that's what you really love, you should follow and achieve your dreams. My passion became my goals and my inspiration throughout my college. So, next slide. After passing my NC2 in cookery, Chef Cylon, also known as Chef Pepot, gives me some good news that Joji Ilagan offers Sunday school in Kaisa program. And of course, as you know, the alasgada na babae, just like my mom, I immediately enrolled myself, but I think I only lost up until 2 semesters due to personal issues. So I stopped my education to in Kaisa, but that doesn't mean I really stopped my passion. For the next slide, you can see that we won as a grand champion of the Omegaling Cooking Challenge from local to national competition that was held in Davao City first, and then we go to Trinoma in Quezon City to compete with Mindanao, Visayas, and Luzon. So from accommodation to transportation, they're the one who covered all the expenses. That time I have kind of a hard time on how to manage my time because that was our finals week in Ateneo. I really need to do my broadcasting class. So what I did, I recorded my exam in our radio class and then I left it to my classmate and I told them I have flight to Manila, so you should really pass this to my teacher. And that time I was just kidding na I really have to attend a beauty pageant competition. So next slide, please. Okay, by the way, this is my Facebook page. This is what it looks like. I am the social media content manager. I am the one who cook and I am also the one who delivers. Sometimes I do use Meetup because the delivery fee costs a lot, so some people cannot pay for that much for delivery fee. Next slide. So this slide shows the bestsellers of mine. I scheduled my travel to Panabo City because we have placed there to my Lola. So if I have time, I cook and sell there. So if I have break time, especially when I don't have any class, let's say I don't have a class from Tuesday to Wednesday, so I'm gonna book or like have this networking to my friends. No, you should follow me on my social media accounts so that you can know where I am. So tomorrow I'll be going also to Tacorong City, of course, to attend personal matters. And at the same time, I also cook and sell whenever I am. So the passion that you really has as a student, as a young entrepreneur, you should really drive to be goal driven. Next slide. I think this is the last slide. So this is like one of my pictures na I'm doing my business in different places. I go to the specific city and cook whenever I have time. So it's really a struggle for me to as a student and also as a cook. It's very difficult to juggle your time to give, you will know you don't know na mapapagod ka na. But those days na you'll get tired, but you cannot even imagine or expect that you are already living in your dream. Most millennials has a lot of hates from being spoiled or slackers. So we should let us stop generation bashing. There are a lot of entrepreneurs now, especially to the younger generations, that I want you to uh, put this in your mind. Carve your own path. You yourself should know more about yourself, your vision, your mission in life. Find solutions to the right problems. We get easily have breakdowns, but we should really go back and stood up where we are. Network like a pro. That's what I'm telling you guys. No, you whenever you are, and you should be engaging to other people, you should be build confidence in life because that will bring you to a next level. Next, own your mistakes because sometimes if we have mistake, we will tell na, kasi nga ganito, it's your fault, it's his fault, it's her fault, but we never tell that it's our fault. Once we know our mistake, we'll be able to know and learn from it. Work hard and be yourself. Always think out of the box to come up with new innovative solutions to any problems. So, a quotation from Walt Disney: all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. There are 3 things I've learned in my college life. Trust yourself, be confident, madiskarte, be independent, and of course, the perseverance to pursue your dreams and your wants. Kaisa, iChef, and Jodi Ilagan is one of my dream school. Unfortunately, I may not be graduating together with my classmate, but I'm still happy to meet them and to learn about culinary. And someday and hopefully soon, I'll be able to come back and pursue my education in culinary. And that would be all. And once again, thank you for inviting me and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Miss Ericka Faye Peralta. I heard that Miss Ericka Faye is also has been a part of Joji Ilagan. Am I right, Miss Ericka?
Yes, Miss.
May I ask a question? How is your journey in Joji Ilagan schools way back then?
It's very, enjoy because that time because I'm in a Kaisa program, I'm on a Sunday school. So Monday to Saturday I have class, and all of that classes are all majors. And then Sunday I also still have class in Kaisa. So imagine people will ask you na, are you getting tired? And a lot of people asking me na, oy, ganyan, kanang, wala na kay time for yourself. But, I'm really enjoy and I really had fun with my classmates together with my instructor because they are so very good to me. And I hope that I could come back, and I'm very happy for them that they continue also their education.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss Ericka. I love the way you are
Yes.
very arisgada, Miss Ericka.
Thank
And now
you.
let us proceed to our third speaker.
And now, let us hear from Miss Jan Kathleen Pera, who is our second speaker for today. A virtual round of applause, please.
I take much pleasure to introduce to you our second to the last resource speaker for today's virtual gathering. He is the president of the Asia Pacific Institute for Events Management, the president of the APIEM Academy, the chair of the Sri Lanka Institute for Events Management Board of Study, an adjunct professor, a faculty of Business and Management, and a faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, University Technology, Malaysia. The managing editor of the Asia Pacific International Events Management Journal, the chief executive of the United Kingdom Event Industry Academy, a distinguished professor at Tsinghua University, Taiwan, and a visiting professor at Bali Institute of Tourism, Indonesia, Batam Tourism Polytechnic, Indonesia, Bandung Institute of Tourism, Indonesia, and Palembang Polytechnic of Tourism, Indonesia. He was the head of school events, tourism, and hospitality in Leeds Beckett University, United Kingdom. Over 30 years experience working in the tourism, events, and hospitality industry in the UK and overseas, and networking with senior industry and education executive, extensive events, tourism, and hospitality experience in Southeast Asia in particular. He is also invited frequently to give keynote conference presentations on topics related to events management, sustainable tourism, and employability skills. He is an international expert on how students can be develop their employability skills and how employability skills development can be integrated into the curriculum. He is an author of textbooks on events management, sustainable tourism, and employability skills. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a virtual round of applause for Dr. David Hind.
Thank you so very much for that very kind introduction. And I hope that you can hear me clearly, and I hope that you can see me clearly on your screens in front of you. So a big congratulations to the wonderful hospitality students of the fantastic Joji Ilagan International Schools for organizing today's event. It's a really great event, and thank you for inviting me to be one of your resource speakers. I'm going to switch to screen sharing now. So if you allow me to just change my screen and go to my presentation, and hopefully, I'm sure you can see the screen in front of you. So is that right? You're able to see the screen in front of you? Just like to nod your head up and down if you can see my screen. Very
Yes,
good.
Dr. Hind.
Very good. Okay, so my presentation is about the events industry post-COVID-19. And I'll speak for 15, maybe 20 minutes. And then after that, I'm very happy to answer questions or wait till the end of the event today to ask and answer any questions that anybody might have. But thank you very much for inviting me. It's my great pleasure to be with you. I'm not with you in person, as you can see, because I'm speaking with you from the United Kingdom. So just as today it's coming towards the end of your day, working day in wonderful Davao, it's the beginning of the working day where I am in Leeds, United Kingdom. So currently the time is just after 8:10 in the morning, just after breakfast time. So I'm very delighted to be with you virtually using this fantastic technology that we have available to us. Just a few words about APIEM before I start my presentation. APIEM, the Asia Pacific Institute for Events Management, is a membership organization. We are an international membership organization, and we have individual members in all of those countries that you can see on the screen in front of you. We also have universities, polytechnics, and colleges that are our institutional members, and our institutional members not only are in Asia Pacific, but also in Europe as well. So APIEM, we're an international organization, and our mission is to contribute to the professionalization of the events industry. So that's what our mission is. I'm delighted to say that the wonderful JIB-CBT International Schools not only is one of our great institutional members, but also an international center of excellence, 4 stars for the quality of your events education. And this is a very significant accolade for JIB-CBT International Schools. You're our only International Center of Excellence in the Southern Philippines. And this accolade demonstrates that your wonderful faculty lecturers are able to teach events management to an international standard. So I always enjoy visiting your campus when that's possible, meeting your faculty lecturers, your wonderful executive team, and your fabulous students. To find out more information about APIEM, please visit our website, www.theapiem.com. We're active on social media. If you'd like to join our closed Facebook group, please send a friend request to APIEM Student Membership, which is a closed Facebook group where we share information about our members and about APIEM. And we also have an open Facebook page, which is just simply APIEM, APIEM. So I look forward to seeing you on our social media in the future. My presentation today is fairly simple in terms of its objective. And the objective is to consider the future shape of the international events industry post-COVID-19. And over the last 15 months, all of our industries all over the world have had to change. And the events industry is no different. So I'm going to be talking with you what I think the future is for the international events industry. But my starting place is this quotation here from an Indian author, Arundhati Roy, who said nearly 12 months ago, and it's a very interesting quotation, historically, pandemics have forced humans to break with the past and imagine their world anew. This pandemic is no different. It's a portal, a gateway between one world and the next. And I think that that is a very true quotation. We are now at an important stage in history. We've suffered the devastation of the pandemic. It's helped mankind, humankind, to think about who we are and how we work. And our world in the future will be different because of the pandemic. So I think that's an important part to start my presentation today. And what does this mean? Well, it means that from this year, we will have to think differently about designing and hosting professional events. Our world in events has changed because of the pandemic. And really, over the last 12 months, our world has continued, but we've had to change and adapt. Over the last 12 months, we've seen some fantastic webinars, and it's my pleasure to have been involved in webinars organized by your wonderful Joji Ilagan International Schools. Over the last 12 months, we've seen a variety of different in-person events translate and transfer into virtual events. You can even have a pet show as a virtual event. And also, we've seen the use of hybrid events to help replicate a fully in-person event. So the last 15 months have helped change the events industry forever. And I use that word significantly, forever. We are moving towards a new world. And what the last 15 months has enabled us to do is, yes, we have not been able to meet in person, but we've been able to connect globally with thousands of delegates from all over the world through the virtual events that have been taking place. And this is something which has helped shift the characteristics of the global international events industry. Many benefits come from organizing virtual events. These last 15 months, we've had no alternative. We could not meet in person. We've had to have virtual events. Virtual events enable large audiences to be attracted. It's not as expensive to organize a virtual event as an in-person event because we don't have to hire a venue. We don't have to pay food and beverage costs, and they can be quite quick to organize. And also importantly, today, I'm here in the United Kingdom. Regrettably, I'm not with you in Davao, but that has a positive environmental impact. It's more sustainable. I'm not traveling. So a number of benefits have arisen these last 15 months because we are using virtual events, and those benefits will continue into the future. And also over the last 15 months, the events industry technology ecosystem has accelerated at least 5 years. We are now using technologies that before the pandemic, we probably wouldn't have been using until 2025. The use of technology has accelerated during the pandemic. And that's partly because of the events industry technology ecosystem. We have technology experts all over the world, in many countries of the world. We have event industry technologists who are specialists in thinking about technology for the events industry. And the creative event planners work with the technologists in order to create fantastic ways for events to be staged using online technology. So the pandemic has changed our industry. The pandemic has enabled technologies that we wouldn't have seen until 2025 be used in 2020 and 2021, and these will shape the future of the events industry. And what have we seen in terms of technology? What would it be like in the future? Well, contactless technology. We now, I'm sure, have become very accustomed to online payments, online registration, facial recognition technology. Gamification has developed at a fast pace, and we now use gamification in events for participant immersion. Online dating for events is now possible. We could have an app for the events that we organize. We can upload our profiles to the event app, and we can see who else is attending that event. And if we want to meet them, we can swipe right. If we don't want to meet them, we can swipe left. So we now have a means for connecting people at events using technology. I think in the future, we're also going to see the Netflixization of events. Over the last 15 months, I'm sure that we've all been addicted to streaming technologies, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple, and so on. And I think this is going to have an impact on the events industry also in the future. We can go to a site and we can pick and choose which events we want to watch on demand at the convenience of ourselves. And this is something for the future. The big challenge, though, for technology beyond 2021 is making the virtual events more like in-person events. So that's something I think we'll see in the future. And for the online event planners, you have to see yourselves now as TV show directors. You are not producing an in-person event, you're producing a virtual event, and you have to see your virtual event as if it is a TV show. So that means we have to develop new skills or reskill in how to produce and direct a TV program. And for the future, event technologists who can devise amazing online events will never be out of work. And all of this is because of the pandemic. The pandemic is taking us from one world to the next. And these are some of the characteristics of the future for the events industry. But it is a bit debatable whether online events will take over from in-person events. So how relevant are e-events in the future? They will grow in popularity, but only for certain types of business events. So this is a bit of going back to the future. Once the pandemic is over, once we can meet in person, live in-person events will return. But we'll also see virtual events continuing to grow. And that's because we've learned a lot over the last 15 months. It's less expensive for us to participate in a webinar. It's less expensive for a company to stage a hybrid event where we have people in person and then we stream that event to people all over the world. So we've seen the benefits of using technology, and certain types of business events will continue for the future using technology. But there's also challenges of online events. I won't go through all of these with you now, but the main ones really from my perspective is that of digital behavior and digital fatigue. It's easy when we are at an online event to switch our camera off, to mute our microphone, go and make a cup of tea, make a cup of coffee, do something else, and then forget about the virtual event. So there's digital behavior and also digital fatigue. We can only concentrate for a certain amount of time looking at the screen in front of us. So those for me are two limitations of online events. But when we design an online event, the principles are the same as if we are creating an in-person event. So that's an important point to remember. The difference is in the practicalities. So we are not together in the same room. We're not enjoying our shared food and beverage. We bring our own cups of tea and coffee to the event ourselves, but the principles are the same. But the events industry is a people industry. And this is why I say that live events will return as soon as lockdown restrictions permit, because we all enjoy going to an event and being immersed in that event with our friends, sharing the atmosphere, sharing the occasion. In-person events are points of connection. When I'm giving a speech in a lecture theatre to a large number of people, I can see people individually. I can look at them. I can ask them a question. I can see if they're concentrating, or I can see if they've lost interest in what I'm saying. So in-person events give that point of connection that we don't get with a virtual event. In-person events are business opportunities. The wonderful exhibitions that take place are opportunities for buying and selling, networking, meeting people, creating business relationships. We can't do that in a virtual platform. And cultural events preserve and conserve traditions. We can't do it in the same way when we're doing an online event. So from my perspective, as soon as lockdown finishes, we will see the return of in-person events, but at the same time, we will see online events continuing, particularly for the business sector of the events industry. And there will always be a demand for live in-person events. They won't go away. And I'm really waiting very much with anticipation for when I can come back to your wonderful campus in 2022 and meet your wonderful team and your wonderful students at the Joji Ilagan International Schools. But for the future, and I'm nearly at the end of my presentation now, which events jobs will boom after the pandemic? I think that you might be able to guess from these images that if you have got an expertise in technology, you will always be in demand in the events industry. Designing webinars, designing virtual events, creating applications, live streaming events. If you have got the expertise, you will continue to be in employment. If you have the technique and the skills to really make an interactive and immersive virtual event, you will have a great career opportunity. If you are expert in providing safe, healthy, sanitized events, you also will have a great job after the pandemic, because all events, in-person events, will have to pay even more attention to their safety and risk management than perhaps they did before the pandemic. So there are some great job opportunities in events after COVID-19. My final quotation to you today is not from this century. It's 200 years old. This quotation is 200 years old, and it's from a very famous biologist, Charles Darwin. And 200 years ago, Charles Darwin said, "It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change." And that is very true today as it was 200 years ago. If we all can adapt to change, if all of the wonderful students who are watching this webinar can think about adapting to the new world that the pandemic has resulted in for us, then we will be successful. But we have to adapt to change and think to the future. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that you've taken some useful points from my presentation, and I'll be very happy to stay with you to answer any questions that you might have. So thank you very much. Best wishes for the future. Thanks for the wonderful hospitality students organizing today's event. And as soon as possible, I shall definitely be back with you in wonderful Davao.
Wow, indeed. Technology is a portal, a getaway between one world and the next. Thank you so much, Dr. Hind. We are really hoping to see you.
Thank you so much to our amazing speaker who really take their time and efforts to share their knowledge and expertise to us.
And
Before
now,
we proceed to our question and answer, teachers and participants who are present here right now, if you have the time after this webinar, we are encouraging all of you to sign up in Chef Pollard website and my chance to win a high quality knife courtesy of National Blade Works, and also to join Cook with Chef Pollard on April 1, 2021, 2 p.m. via Zoom. We are also encouraging all of you to follow Miss Peralta Facebook page.
Let us hear from Miss Mariel Barrientos to introduce our last but not the least speaker for today. A virtual round of applause, please.
Our last speaker for today is currently a culinary instructor at iChef and has been in the trade industry for many years. He has worked with numerous chefs in the UK, USA, and Paris, including the late 3-star French Chef Bernard Lusso. He also spent time as an executive chef in the UK for Best Western Hotels and gained 2 rosettes for food at numerous restaurants. After working privately for a member of the British royal family, he then moved to the USA to work as an executive sous chef in Las Vegas, overseeing several award-winning restaurants. When he moved to the Philippines, he became part of the opening team for the 5-star private resort run by El Nido Resort in Palawan. Chef has a huge passion for teaching since joining iChef and is very popular among students and been known for always responding to messages instantly and directly. Now, aside from teaching and being the culinary instructor at iChef, he started his business called Eat24. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our last speaker for today, Chef Stephen Pollard.
Hi guys, can you see me? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Nod your
Chef.
heads. Can you hear me?
Yes, Chef, we can hear you.
Yes, speak.
Yes, sir.
Technology. Yeah, this is hard for me, this technology jargon. Right then, I want to talk about my business, my Eat24, what I started. It's a home-based business. Hello, David, if you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Hope you're well. Thanks for the introduction.
I can hear you.
Oh,
I
nice
can hear you, Chef
Good.
Steve.
How is the weather in England?
Well, today it's our start of the spring season, so it's blue skies, but temperatures are about 10 degrees centigrade.
Oh, blimey. And it's early there, right? So it's right, 8 a.m.?
Yep, 8:40 in the morning.
Nice one. I just want to talk about my, obviously I'm still a teacher at iChef, but when you're not working as such, you need some sort of boost. You need to boost yourself, okay? You need to keep yourself active. And especially like me, because I'm a chef, I've got to be cooking as often as I can. And even if it's something as small as making your breakfast and trying something new when you're making your breakfast, like cooking your eggs in butter or oil or different, something like that, just to boost you. And it made me set up this Eat24 where it came from is everybody needs to eat, right? And 24 is just from memory of my mum that passed away many years ago. 24 is her birthday, so I just went with that. And then the food that I sell is some Filipino and quite, I mean, if you can see that, I don't know how to put it on the screen, but I don't know if you can see the background. But I do simple things like chicken dishes. I even do adobo. I do actually do some new kali now, peanut butter, all sorts of things. Some Filipino dishes and British dishes. My version as well, and Italian as well. And the reason for doing this is, I mean, it doesn't make a fortune, but like I said before, it gives you a bit of a sense of, you know, responsibility, so you can keep busy, keep active at home, and get into a routine. And what I do is, I do get a lot of people who order food, but they order it like 1 hour before they want the food. So my rule is I accept orders the day before. So basically, because it's all fresh, it's cooked fresh, purchased fresh, and it's cooked fresh. And some of the herbs that I use are grown locally. Some of the food that I use, like my chicken, comes from Lau Farm, Digos. I've got friends there, things like that. So all the food is really fresh, you know, and I'm really lucky. I've had some good feedback on it. I'd rather, if I was in the city, I think it'd be bigger if it was a restaurant, but I'm not prepared to open a restaurant in Davao at this time, not with COVID, because it's difficult, you know. You've just got to keep going. You've got to try and do your best with what you've got, and that's all you've got to do, really. With this conference, well, like David said about online events and things, this conference I did last year, no, not last year, 2019, I think, Student Power. It was a big event. It was in the Greenleaf Hotel in General Santos, and it's so good, such a good event. And then there's a resource speaker, like what's it called? One of them professional speakers that get everybody active and doing stupid things they wouldn't do. But it's such a good event. And then going back to when online events, they're okay, but you know, in my opinion, they won't replace obviously face to face. They'll just become more popular as to they were before. I mean, Zoom is amazing, but I've got to practice this Zoom. I've got to really practice, because with my online event, my cooking demo, I'm going to cook 2 dishes, and it's the first time I've done it, so I've got help. I've got a friend helping me, but if you watch that demo, you've got to bear with me, okay? If you watch it, I'm going to do Facebook Live, and I'll do the cooking demo. Do 2 dishes with Filipino ingredients and twists at the same time. So that, you know, that's what I'm going to do on April the 1st. And I'm keeping my, even though when we get back to school, I'm keeping my this little business going, depending on you know, on sales, on see if it's feasible, then I'll keep it going. But other than that, I don't know if Raul is there. Is Raul there? Just show some pictures that I sent. I don't know how to show the pictures. Wait.
Pollard, Mr. Ethan Herrera, yeah.
Share screen. Just Raul, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Chef. Chef.
Yeah, just share some pictures. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nice one.
All
Is
right.
that mine? Yeah.
There
This
you go.
one.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'll just explain this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a basic chicken curry, chicken merengue. I mean, the prices, they're quite big portions, you know, so although it's individually priced, you probably usually like good for 2 people, some of these dishes. But it depends how hungry you are. You know, the Filipinos are often, they ask me, message me, Chef, how many, is that good for 2? Is it good for 3? I don't know, because it depends how hungry you are, right? for me, I eat quite well. So for Filipino, maybe it's good for two, maybe it's, you know, good for one, I don't know. But as you can see, you know, I do adobo, I do humba, peri peri, which is, you know, a nice med cuisine dish, and then some salads and homemade lasagna. The lasagna, I make that fresh. I make the pasta fresh as well. Just show me some of these pictures, Raul. See if I can explain other things. Give me another picture.
Sir Bam, next slide, please.
What's that? Is that a video? What's that? Oh, that's my chicken at Christmas. Yeah. Because yeah, at Christmas, this is, you know, Jill Ramos. Is that a video? Is that a video, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's actually a video, chef.
Oh yeah, just skip. I don't know if you, oh yeah, that's an unboxing. One of my students, Jill Ramos, ordered some of my food at Christmas time, and it comes in, yeah, like nice packaging, microwavable, and boxing like that. People like well presented, good packaged food, you know. So that was my target when I set this up. Just make it a little bit different, you know, quality food, affordable price, and gets to the customer on time, always on time. And if the delivery is late, then if the order's late, delivery fee is waived as well. Yeah, that's my kitchen there, just preparing. I have a sanitized kitchen, and when I send the customers the food, I send them a bag. They get a sanitary bag with alcohol inside, a face mask, and obviously, and also the temperature as to which that I cook the food. Like if it's, you know, above 70 degrees, it's, you know, safe to eat. So that's important, especially during the COVID time. And that comes in a Ziploc bag. It's like the little kit with the sanitized cutlery. That's just my lasagna plated for pictorial purposes. I don't know, did I send other pictures, Raul, or? I think I'm looking for gold in that picture. Is there another one? Give me another one. Oh, that's the chicken, yeah. That's my chicken at Christmas. And I'm also doing this actually for delivery around Davao for Easter time. Easter is what, Holy Week, isn't it, here? So I'll be doing an offer for that meal, like good for 6 or 8 people. I'm just waiting for the chickens to arrive. And with pork as well, roast pork. Slow roast pork in apple juice. That's in apple juice, that. And then garlic and thyme. And it's smoked before it's roasted. So anybody interested in food, just let me know. Oh, that's my, did I say that? That's my dinner, that. I set my dinner as well, my dear. That's mongo. That's my dessert for the Christmas. That's banana crepes. Quite nice, tasty. Yeah. I think that's it, right? Is that it, Raul? Is that the last one? Oh, this is, again, this is just simple. I was cooking for some kids and I did them some fried chicken, my special fried chicken, and some little wedges there, and a few olives. And it was just like a community thing along with this one. Yeah, they were just community things. They're not on the menu for sale, but that's the sort of thing I cook for myself at home. Just keeping it neat, you know. Just to keep busy, because what can you do, you know? With the online events, you've got more time on your hands because you're at home. So, as David said before, probably have. I'm sure David has numerous meetings a day, but you're not as active, you know. So you have to exercise, you have to go out, and everything like that. I think, yeah, and there's my packaging there for the so the curry is labelled. That's the curry 24. No reason why it's called 24. Just the only reason is because of dates that mean something to me. And the curry 56 as well. Again, the number is not relevant to the dish. It's just my name of the dish. Okay. So that's Eat 24. That's basically what I've set up while I've been, not really teaching, because I'm a practical teacher. But hopefully we'll get back soon, sometime this year, hopefully. So let me know if I hope you've learned something off this. I'm sorry I don't have any fancy PowerPoint presentation, but I didn't really have time to do that. I can do that. It just takes me a lot longer because it's admin and technology. It frustrates me quite a lot. So next time, if we're doing something like this, I'll have a PowerPoint or something in more detail. Okay. So if you've got any questions, guys, just let me know. Let me know if you've got any questions. Whether it's this, whether it's cooking. I don't know if is Ericka still listening. Ericka Faye, Peralta. Ericka, is that the one that? I think she was my student. Ericka, I can't remember. Can't remember if she was or not. But no, that's it. So that's it, guys. So if you've got any questions, just let me know on at the end, and sign up to our website and watch the demo. If you watch the cooking demo, I'll set a challenge, and then you can win a knife as well. Sponsored by National Blade Works. Nice knife. If you're into cooking, I know you are management students, but still, I mean, I know you like to cook as well. Everyone likes to cook, right? So sign up, and then you've got a chance of winning that. Everyone has, and tools as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chef Pollard.
No worries.
And now I think Madam Joji Ilagan is present. So let us hear from Madam Joji Ilagan Bian, the chairwoman of Joji Ilagan International Schools. Again, let us hear first some inspirational message from our very own Madam Joji Ilagan Bian, the chairwoman of Joji Ilagan International Schools. I think Madam Joji Ilagan is not yet around. So let us proceed to our, before we proceed to our question and answer, teachers and participants who are present here right now, if you have the time after this webinar, we are encouraging all of you to sign up in Chef Pollard website and my chance to win a high quality knife courtesy of National Blade Works. And also to join Cook with Chef Pollard on April 1, 2021, 2 p.m. via Zoom. And now, we are also encouraging all of you to like and follow Miss Peralta Facebook page and APIEM Facebook page. Let us proceed to our question and answer. For those who want to ask question or advice from our speaker, feel free to type it on our chat box. Again, for those who want to ask questions or advices from our speaker, feel free to type it on our chat box. Okay, I think Madam Joji Ilagan is present. Now, let us hear first some inspirational message from our very own Madam Joji Ilagan Bian, the chairwoman of Joji Ilagan International Schools.
Hi, good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon.
Oh, there are 107. Yeah, there are 171 participants here today. Congratulations to your event, which is your Student Power Conference. My apologies initially for my camera being placed on off because I'm on mobile right now. So, but this event is very important to me. So I thank your advisor, Sarah Raul, for following me up and really asking me to be here, which I really appreciate. So students, I hope you understand and appreciate and really maximize the use of the word power. What is power? It's a big, big word. It's a very important word in our career as well as in our life. When we know how to use our power responsibly, then we become a relevant member of the community and the society. We all have power in our hands. We have the power to change. We have the power to adapt to change. We have the power to plan what we want in our lives. And that is how much great a power we have in our hands. Our students, while you are here with us at JIB, our goal and our vision is to empower you with pride. That means use your power with passion, with respect, with integrity, dynamism, and of course, the platform is excellence. If you realize and if you just use this power responsibly, I can assure you that your future, the world will really be a place of success for you. All of you belong to the tourism, hospitality, and culinary industry. And this pandemic has really changed our lives. And I'm so very happy that each and every one of you has adapted to change. You use that power so that you will be able to maximize this pandemic. Instead of just sitting down and complaining and sulking and looking at all the negativities of this pandemic, you decided to use your power. The power to be able to what? To plan your destiny and your career. So here you are, even talking with Chef Pollard, looking at his wonderful pictures and really missing all the culinary and all the hands-on activities that you are doing in school. But do not worry. I always tell all the hospitality, tourism, culinary, entrepreneurship students I'm talking to, this is not time wasted. Even if you have just seen it on screen, use your imagination, use your innovations to the highest degree, to the max, no? And think. Diba? In your computer, when it's not working, you reboot. After you reboot, you restart. And then what do? You sync. And so I'm very happy that you use your power to sync with the environment. And I am sure your syncing with the environment will make you a person with better character, with strength of character, with more confidence, and much more ready to face the challenges of the tourism, hospitality, and culinary career right in front of you. So congratulations to each and every one of you. And in closing, I'd like to say more power. Use your power with pride. And I look forward to seeing you again in our school where we can touch, perhaps hug, or not even hug. Sige, matagal pa yung hug. Or just smile, even at a distance. So everyone keep safe. Congratulations to Raul and his team. Thank you very much, Chef Pollard, and to your speakers. I saw past President Correct Wing and also David Hind and your other speakers on screen. They too are using their power to inspire each and every one of you. So be powerful, use your power with pride. Congratulations and keep safe and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Madam Joji. And now let us proceed to our question and answer. For those who want to ask questions or advices from our speakers, feel free to type it on our chat box. Again, for those who want to ask questions or advices from our speakers, feel free to type it on our chat box. Speakers, are you ready now to answer all of the participants' question? If yes, please click the thumbs up. Again, speakers, are you ready now to answer all of the participants' questions? Can I see a thumbs up to our dear speakers? Okay, I think all of our speakers are ready to answer. Now, this first question is from Mariel Barrientos. As you have mentioned, Dr. Hind, in person, event will resume as soon as lockdown will be lifted. Do you think investing is all in all this technology at the moment for virtual event is practical? Why or why not? Again, as you
Yeah.
mentioned, Dr. Hind, in person, event will resume as soon as lockdown will be lifted. Do you think investing in all these technologies at the moment for virtual event is practical? Why or why not?
Thank you very much for that very good question, very important question. My answer is it depends upon which sector of the events industry you are going to be working in. If you are going to be working in the special event sector of the industry, for example, a wedding planner or the organizer of a music festival or the organizer of a fashion show, those events will return to being in person. But if you are interested in working in the business sector of the events industry, for example, working with companies that want to organize meetings or webinars or conferences, then for the business sector, using technology will continue to be important. A lot depends upon your ambitions, whether you're wanting to have a company or be an event planner that works across all sectors of the events industry. But my initial answer is, if you want to work within the business events industry, then having technology available will be beneficial. If you're working in the leisure sector of the events industry, then it's the in-person experience, which is going to be, again, important once lockdown restrictions finish. So thank you for asking that question.
And for our second question, it goes for Miss Ericka. The question is from Maria Thania Hong. How do I determine whether I am capable of starting a business?
Thank you, Maria Tanya Hong, for your question. So, to answer your question, how do we determine whether you are capable of starting a business? You are a true believer in your idea. So, first, do your research, determine your audience, have a strong mission, understand the risks because there are always up and downs in our life, just like business, and make a business plan from branding to engagement. And don't just have plans, but do it. Give actions to your plans. That's all.
Thank you so much, Miss Ericka. So again, we have here a question for Miss Ericka. How they handle a new business during this pandemic? From Jovelyn Bakil, BSHM 4.
Okay, thank you, Javelin. So, how do we handle a new business during this pandemic? So, during this pandemic, there are a lot of people who are struggling. Make sure that your business, as you start your business, it is essential. It's everybody needs. You make sure that everything can be resourceful and everyone can access, everyone can afford your business. And just like what I've said earlier, do your research and to know more about yourself, and of course your consumers, your new potential customers will be able to help you how to build up a business during this pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Ericka.
And for the fourth question goes to Chef Pollard. In putting up your own business, what is the hardest thing you have encountered?
The hardest thing, well, I mean, because this is the home business, the hardest thing for me really is because based on my location is just getting people to know it and getting people to be aware that it's out there, because there's so many places now that are doing food to go and food from home, cooking from home, and things like that. Whether it's a cheaper portion of a viand for what, 50 pesos to a pizza for 350. You've always got competition, no matter what food you're doing. And I think the only challenge for me really is just convincing people that, so you always get people who are going to say, Chef, your lasagna is quite expensive compared to others. Well, it's not, because it's quality, the ingredients are quality. You need to know the quality of it. And then once I've tasted it and I get good feedback, then I know that it's worth keeping it at the same price, And I won't sacrifice, I won't sacrifice quality or anything. I'll keep it the same quality and I won't reduce the price, because you can make an offer. You can do 2 meals for the price of 3, because you can integrate that into your food cost. But, if you reduce your prices just because you want more customers, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. So the main challenge is getting people to know you're out there, and obviously social media is key to that. Instagram and Facebook, it's a big key to that. I mean, years ago, before Instagram and Facebook, and Dr. Hind David will know what I mean with this, is before social media, it was harder, even harder. But now it's easier if you know how, but you just have to be resourceful. You need to use as many resources as you can get hold of. Free ones, if you need to pay a little, to pay a little, use as many contacts as possible. And this is why I set up the website as well, because that's good resource, free resources to the students. Some of my recipes, some things are going on there, some UK chefs that are experienced that eventually will go on the website, they can read about, and things like that. So in a nutshell, it's the getting out there, getting people to know you're there. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, Chef Pollard. This question goes again to you, Chef Pollard, from Rena Jane Painagan. I noticed most of your recipe came from Filipino dishes. Why Filipino cuisine rather than European cuisine?
Well, there's not that many. I've got like 50-50, but I'm catering for Filipinos. There is some foreigners here, but I do shepherd's pie. David will love that. I do, and I do exactly, yeah, thumbs up, right? And I do lasagna, and that's Italian, and I do some pasta dishes. So I do like a mixture of Italian and Filipino, but the main reason is because Filipinos are your market, basically. That's the main reason, and at least they've got an option. And over Christmas, I made about 15 orders over Christmas, which was my biggest amount of orders. And I was delivering up to Toril, as far as Toril, and people were ordering basically Christmas dinner, British Christmas dinner, roast turkey, stuffing, cranberry, all the trimmings. And they loved it. Filipinos were eating this, and they loved it. And it's something different as well. I'll probably do that again this Christmas, which will be here sooner than you think. But yeah, the reason Filipino food that I do, it's because they're my main market really. I think only two foreigners bought food from me, 2 or 3 maybe in Davao, and there's loads. A lot are retired, but still, yeah, that's the reason. Filipinos are our main market. I don't target them as a market, but they're my main customers, the first customers as well. I'm quite proud of that. Quite proud of that. Is that all right? Has that answered you?
Thank you so much, Chef Pollard.
You're welcome.
So the next question goes to Dr. Hind. What are the impacts of COVID-19 on the global hospitality industry?
Yep. So is that a question about hospitality or events?
Hospitality industry, Dr. Hind.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the best person to answer that question because I'm from the events industry, but I would imagine that again, the hospitality industry is very wide. It includes everything from restaurants, well, cafes, restaurants, various types of different accommodation, from self-catering accommodation through budget accommodation, hotels, luxury hotels, resorts. So the answer really that I can give is that internationally, the hospitality industry on the whole has been closed for the last 15 months. Different countries have had different restrictions in place. In the UK, everything is closed at the moment, apart from takeaway food providers. A difficulty that we've had, for example, in the United Kingdom, is that we've restricted the opening of hospitality. We've stopped it. Then we opened it. Then COVID-19, the coronavirus cases surged. So we shut. We stay shut for 3 months, and then we open, and then we close again. So it's been close, open, close, open, close, open for the last 15 months. Companies which have had a big amount of debt within their finances, so companies which have borrowed a lot of money in order to enable them to operate as a business, have struggled financially. Many hospitality companies have gone out of business because they haven't been able to finance their fixed costs during the time of the pandemic. But we're expecting that once lockdown finishes, there will be a big surge in demand by populations, I'm sure in all countries, to go back out into the hospitality industry, to enjoy delicious food, to stay in wonderful hotels, and that probably by the end of 2022, as we get into 2023, we'll be seeing the economic success financially of the hospitality industry again. But it'll take time for us to work through any COVID-19 social distancing measures. It'll take time for businesses to refinance themselves so that they can operate again. So it's been devastating, absolutely devastating all over the world. But yeah, we're expecting a resurgence in demand for hospitality when it's safe to do so.
Thank you so much, Dr. David Hind. We have here for the last question for Dr. David Hind. How do you adapt to the new changes and still continue being a speaker despite of the time differences?
Yeah, the time differences are one of the factors you have to take into account when organizing virtual events, when you have speakers from different countries which are in different time zones. So from my perspective, I'm quite, clear that the earliest I can really take part in a webinar is 8 o'clock in the UK in the morning. So that means that for all of my Asia friends, it will be 4 o'clock in the afternoon, local time. So the time zone difference, you always have to take into account. We've organized big conferences within APIEM in 2020, and we had speakers from Australia, from Asia, from Russia, India, and the UK. So we had to build the program so that for each of the speakers, it wasn't the middle of the night when we were asking them to give their speech at our conference. So it's just one of the aspects that you take into account when planning your schedule. Where are the speakers and what time will be convenient for them to participate in your event?
Thank you so much, Dr. Hind. So let's now proceed to our awarding of certificates. This certificate of appreciation is given to Chef Stephen Pollard for imparting his valuable knowledge and expertise as resource speaker during the Student Power Conference to the students of Joji Ilagan International Schools via Zoom video conferencing technology. Given this 22nd day of March 2021 and signed by Ms. Nicole Nina Haubian Ledesma, the Vice President for Education Development of Joji Ilagan International Schools.
Also, this certificate of appreciation is given to Ms. Ericka Faye Peralta for imparting her valuable knowledge and expertise as resource speaker during the Student Power Conference to the students of Joji Ilagan International School via Zoom video conferencing technology, given this 22nd day of March 2021 and signed by Ms. Nicole Nina Haubian Ledesma, the Vice President for Education Development.
And this certificate of appreciation is given to Dr. David Hind for imparting his valuable knowledge and expertise as resource speaker during the Student Power Conference to the students of Joji Ilagan International Schools via Zoom video conferencing technology, given this 22nd day of March 2021 and signed by Ms. Nicole Nina Haubian Ledesma, the Vice President for Education Development of Joji Ilagan International Schools.
Also, the Joji Ilagan International School is awarding this certificate of appreciation to the attendees. In exchange of this certificate, may we request you to fill out our evaluation link, or you can scan the QR code for evaluation to be flashed later. Thank you so much, attendees, for participating.
So before
to finally end our webinar for today, let us welcome the Program Head of Hospitality Management, Ms. Eda Sam Castigon.
Thank you so much, Kyra. So good afternoon, everyone. It is a privilege to close this webinar and a pleasure seeing everybody interested in this fruitful discussion in today's Student Power Conference. Having this webinar session is significant to all of you, our students, because we all know that there is a paradigm shift in all the operations, processes, strategies, and plans in the hospitality industry, as well as in the events management industry. The webinar gave the students, or you, the students, gave awareness to this of how important it is to adopt to new technological skills, namely the virtual assistant, chatbots, mobile check-in, or the self-service culture, and the event technologist, because there is an increase of using online technology and innovative ideas such as gamification, Netflixization of events, or the streaming technology, and lastly, the presence of the participants at online and hybrid events that are already in the market. So with this, different skills or hybrid skills that is essential today needs to be learned, trained, or retrained. Now, students, it is very crucial that you will have to take all of this in mind because it is very useful today and most likely it is very important in the future. After all, being informed about these things and events help you to plan ahead. And of course, a cliche, but it's very helpful. Um, Words that knowledge is power. So thank you once again, Dr. Rowena Magsaysay, Chef Stephen Pollard, Miss Ericka Faye Peralta, and of course to our ever dearest Dr. David Hind for imparting all of your useful and relevant information to all of our students. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the webinar. Thank you very much for your presence and let us enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
So for
Thank
the
you
last
so
time,
much, Miss Edda.
Edda. For the last time, may I request everyone for the photo opportunity again. This time, we'll be joining with Dr. David Hind, and this time fresh from London, United Kingdom, with 8 hours time difference here in the Philippines. Thank you so much to our 4 speakers for gracing our event today. All right, can you open your cameras?
Requesting to stop the screen sharing, please. Thank you. There you go. All right. So let me check if everyone is ready. So may we see your picture perfect smile at the count of 1,000. No, just kidding. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, let me save this first. Another set. We have 1. There you go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next panel. We have 1, 2, 3. Another panel. We have 1, 2, 3. There you have it. One last. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Thank you so much.
To conclude our webinar, thank you all for participating. We hope you have learned and enjoyed our event. Once again,
I'm Kyra Anoche.
And I am Robijin Maligon, your Masters of Ceremony, signing off.
We dare to dream, we dare to grow. We live today for a better tomorrow. And if we stumble down and fall, we'll rise again and sing this call. Move on, hold your head up. Move on up, we say. Reach out for the stars. Keep moving on, keep moving on. We shall overcome troubles on the way. In the darkest hours, the Lord will see us through. We're standing tall on shifting sands and still extend our helping hands. And if we stumble down and fall, we'll rise again and sing this call. Move on, hold your head up.
Move on up, we say. Reach out for the stars. Keep moving on, keep moving on. We shall overcome troubles on the way. In the darkest hours, the Lord will see us through. Come, let's fill the world with hope.
Come, let's serve unselfishly.
With all humility and most integrity, stand the test to be our best, the best. Move on, hold your head up. Move on up, we say. Reach out for the stars. Keep moving on, keep moving on. We shall overcome troubles on the way. In the darkest hours, the Lord will see us through. This is our adventure, moving to the future. We keep looking for a way to make a brighter day. Come enjoy the ride. The Lord is on our side. With our helping hands, we can change the world. Yes, we can.
Once again, thank you so much for joining the Student Power Conference 2021. Please be safe. Thank you again. Stay safe, everyone. God bless.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Sir Raul. Congratulations, students.
Congratulations, students. Go, go, go as a
Congrats.
person.
Congratulations, Cara, and of course,